Maine Audubon's Visitors Center in Falmouth is located in the middle of Gildsland Farm, amidst rolling hills and waterfront views. On a sunny Friday morning, children and adults gathered at the center to meet some of Maine's nocturnal animals. It was one of several events held at Maine Audubon during February vacation week. Maine Center for Wildlife gave a presentation about Maine's nocturnal animals and brought along 4 of them as part of the presentation.
We're wrapping up our vacation camp with a live animal performance from the Center for Wildlife, a rehabilitation center, and they brought in nocturnal animals, so birds and mammals, to demonstrate, have an up-close and personal experience with these native Maine wildlife.
We're actually like a hospital or a veterinarian place, but only for wild animals. And so at the Center for Wildlife, we take all birds, small mammals, and reptiles.
Both children and adults participated in the presentation that pointed out the dangers wild animals face.
Well, hopefully, just having this really intimate experience is being inspired to care more about the wildlife that's in their own backyard. So, Maine Audubon here, we're all about protecting Maine's wildlife and wildlife habitat. So, hopefully, people when they have an experience, they really get, enjoy something. They tend to care about it more. When you care about it more, hopefully that leads to stewardship, and that's ultimately our goal as people that just take care of Maine's wildlife and its habitat.
If I was eating an apple or a banana and I was almost done with it, I would be like, oh, I'm going to throw it out the window to feed my wild deer or mouse or opossum friends. But what happens if that animal comes to the road to try to forage? Might get hit by a car.
The Center for Wildlife and Maine Audubon work together quite regularly because the Center for Wildlife is a rehabilitation center, and they are federally and state licensed rehabilitators, and we are not. But people call Maine Audubon quite a bit because they see an injured or abandoned animal, and so we refer them to Center for Wildlife.
Center for Wildlife does some great programming, and they have their animals that they can use, and we don't have live animals here, and so since we work with them in conservation work, we also ask them to come and present to groups here, and so it gives them a large audience to work with, and it helps our audience connect directly with animals.
Our mission is to conserve Maine's wildlife and wildlife habitat by engaging people all ages, as you can say today, young and old, through education, conservation, and action. So we're trying to get people to take action to be better stewards about the habitat that's in the state of Maine.
So I love that response that this is Bianca, and she always gets that.
I thought the Center for Wildlife did a great job of explaining about animals and keeping it at the kid level, and the children were rapt. Their attention was definitely piqued, and they were definitely engaged too. I felt like they had great answers and were asking terrific questions based on what they knew and then trying to learn more about it.
She has an incredible sense of smell, and so all of our laundry detergents or deodorant or things like that, she actually picks up all of those smells. When she's in her outdoor enclosure, everything smells pretty normal to her, so she's not doing it, but that's a great observation. When she's around people or traveling or things like that, she's always like making this little sniffing sound, and it's all of these scents. She's actually registering all these different little scents.
We do lots of programs for children with live animals, so we try and do at least one per quarter. We have one every year in December with Eyes on Owls, which is a group from Massachusetts. They bring 6 or 7 live owls. We also do in the fall, we have Mission Wolf coming. It's live wolves literally coming here for a performance, and that's going to be in probably the 3rd week in October. And vacation camp coming up in April 23rd, we finish that vacation camp with another live animal performance, and that one's going to be sort of a spring vernal pool theme with reptiles and amphibians. And then we just had the Center for Wildlife today. So we try and do at least quarterly, and then we have lots of other programs as well.
Maine Audubon works with all ages, and people that are just learning about nature to people who are really strong naturalists in their life, and so we have a variety of programming, and the best way to find out information would be to check our website, which is www.maineaudubon.org.
At the end of the presentation, children got to visit with the bat and put their hands on the items used in the presentation.
For adults, we have field trips that happen across the state. A lot of those have a birding focus, but also just other natural history for adults that want to go along with an expert and go on an adventure somewhere they haven't been before. And then some of our more local walks at each of our nature centers. We have walks and other natural history presentations in the evenings, and times when adults have some free time, they can always come out here. Our sanctuaries are also open to the public. from dawn to dusk. So people are welcome to come. It's free. Enjoy nature, enjoy what we have to offer. We want to share it with as many people as possible.
This is Tom Handel in Falmouth for Community Update.